Ever wonder why people kiss under the mistletoe? Today, it feels like a playful holiday tradition. Maybe a sweet moment at a Christmas party, or even an awkward one at the office. But in Victorian England, mistletoe wasn't just greenery dangling from the ceiling. It was a stage for romance, superstition, and sometimes scandal. Think about it. One little plant, with pale white berries, held enough power to spark gossip in London drawing rooms, inspire Christmas cards across Europe, and even fuel holiday flirtations that could shape someone's reputation for years. So tonight, let's step back into the flickering candlelight of a Victorian parlor. The fire's crackling, the tree is trimmed with ornaments, and right there, hanging above the doorway, is mistletoe. A simple decoration, yes, but for Victorians, it was so much more. Historical backdrop. To really appreciate why mistletoe mattered so much, we need to roll the clock back a little further. Mistletoe is ancient. The Druids, centuries before Christianity, considered it sacred because it grew mysteriously on oak trees, without roots in the soil. They harvested it with golden sickles during winter solstice ceremonies, believing it could heal illness, bring fertility, and even protect against evil spirits. Later, the Romans wove it into their Saturnalia celebrations, a raucous winter festival of feasting, gift-giving, and mischief. And then, in Norse mythology, we get one of the most important mistletoe legends, the story of Baldur, the god of light and joy. His mother Frigg tried to protect him by making every plant and object on earth swear not to harm him. She forgot one, the mistletoe, and it was with a mistletoe dart that Baldur was killed. When he was resurrected, mistletoe transformed into a symbol of peace and reconciliation. Now, fast forward to Victorian England in the 1800s. Queen Victoria was on the throne. Charles Dickens was writing A Christmas Carol. Families were embracing the idea of Christmas as a warm, family-centered holiday filled with rituals, gifts, and decorations. Many of our modern Christmas traditions, from the decorated tree to the sending of greeting cards, were either born or popularized in this very era. And mistletoe? It found a brand new role, not as a pagan plant or a Norse weapon, but as a sparkling centerpiece of holiday romance. The secret rules. Here's where things get fascinating. In Victorian homes, mistletoe wasn't just draped casually on the mantelpiece. It was arranged into what they called kissing balls. Picture this. A round globe of greenery, woven from mistletoe, holly, ivy, and bright red ribbons. Hung from a doorway or the ceiling, it looked festive and cheerful. But it came with rules. If a man saw a woman standing beneath the kissing ball, he had the right, or perhaps the obligation, to kiss her. But he had to pluck one white berry from the mistletoe for each kiss. When all the berries were gone, the kissing had to stop. It sounds playful, almost like a Christmas party game. But in a society as buttoned up as Victorian England, the stakes were surprisingly high. A man who refused to kiss could be considered rude or insulting. A woman who declined might be labeled cold, unfriendly, or worse, damaging her social reputation. Every kiss under the mistletoe became a kind of performance, carrying layers of meaning beyond the moment. Now let's place ourselves in that world. Imagine you're a young Victorian woman at your first Christmas ball. You're dressed in a silk gown, your hair pinned with ribbons, and every movement is watched carefully by family and society. Public affection is frowned upon. You're supposed to be demure, modest, and controlled. And then there's mistletoe. Suddenly, the rules bend just a little. Under the mistletoe, a kiss isn't scandalous. It's tradition. But that doesn't mean it's simple. One kiss could spark gossip that you and your suitor were secretly engaged, or that you were too forward for your own good. For young men, mistletoe was a chance to show boldness, even affection. For women, it was a gamble. Did you allow it? Did you blush and step away? Did you lean in? Each choice could shape how you were talked about for weeks afterward. And there's another layer. Some Victorians believed that a young woman who wasn't kissed under the mistletoe at Christmas might not marry in the year ahead. That superstition only added more pressure to an already charged tradition. Mistletoe in Victorian cards and culture. Of course, the Victorians didn't stop at hanging mistletoe in doorways. They immortalized it in art and greeting cards. Christmas cards were huge in this era. Sir Henry Cole introduced the first commercial card in 1843, and by the 1860s and 70s, the practice had exploded. Families exchanged ornate, beautifully designed cards decorated with embossed gold, lace cutouts, and detailed illustrations. Mistletoe appeared constantly in these designs. Sometimes it was drawn realistically, like a botanical study. Other times, it was stylized, tied with bright red ribbons, surrounded by cherubs, or placed beside romantic poems and holiday greetings. Think about the color palettes of the time. Icy blues, soft pinks, and of course, rich greens and reds. Typography was elegant, with flowing cursive script. Many cards hinted at romance, pairing mistletoe with subtle messages of affection. Even literature and theater referenced mistletoe. Charles Dickens' holiday parties often included descriptions of mistletoe decorations. Magazines like the Illustrated London News ran engravings of Christmas gatherings where mistletoe took center stage. It wasn't just a plant anymore. It was a cultural symbol, shorthand for romance, festivity, and sometimes cheeky rebellion against strict Victorian norms. And it wasn't just ordinary people. Even among the higher classes, mistletoe had a place. Queen Victoria and Prince Albert, famous for popularizing the Christmas tree in Britain, also brought attention to festive decorations like mistletoe. Their celebrations, widely reported in newspapers, inspired middle-class families to imitate them. Writers, poets, and artists embraced it too. Illustrators like Kate Greenaway often used mistletoe in children's book art, lending it a sense of magic and charm. Meanwhile, satirical magazines like Punch joked about mistletoe kisses leading to engagements or scandals among London's elite. It became part of celebrity gossip of its time. Imagine Victorian-era tabloids whispering about which young debutante was caught under the mistletoe with which bachelor. The 19th century version of paparazzi headlines. Sticker inspiration. And here's where we can connect it back to something creative today. Those Victorian mistletoe illustrations, with their soft greens, pale white berries, and delicate lace-like framing, have become popular again in sticker design and scrapbooking. They're perfect for anyone who loves vintage aesthetics. Imagine a sticker sheet filled with watercolor mistletoe sprigs, golden embossed lettering, and little hearts or berries. It's like carrying a piece of Victorian charm into your own holiday crafts. That's the beauty of this tradition. Even though its original stakes are long gone, its aesthetic remains timeless. Today, of course, mistletoe still appears. You'll see it on Christmas cards, in office decorations, and of course, in rom-coms where two characters inevitably end up kissing beneath it. But for us, the tradition is lighthearted, playful, and often staged for fun. The pressure, the superstition, the risk of gossip, all of that has faded. Still, when you pass under mistletoe today, you're standing in the shadow of centuries of mythology, romance, and Victorian social games. A plant that once symbolized fertility to the Druids, peace to the Norse, and courtship to the Victorians now sparkles in our homes as a cozy holiday decoration. And maybe that's why it remains so magical. Because mistletoe wasn't just about kisses. It was about possibility. About what might happen in that small space beneath the berries. A promise, a hope, or maybe just a stolen smile. So this Christmas, if you find yourself under the mistletoe, remember, you're taking part in a tradition that has lasted for centuries, carrying secrets, superstitions, and sparks of romance from one generation to the next.
Christmas love